Hi guys, and happy Sunday as well as happy new moon in Scorpio. So I hope that you guys had an amazing week last week. The energies were, a lot of people were feeling that Mercury shadow. And this coming week on Thursday, we are going to have that full on Mercury retrograde, right? So this week we are using our Everyday Enchantment Tarot. It is a deck that I love. I've worked with this deck for many times, many different readings, and it is one of my favorites. Now today we are doing our tarot outlook for the week of October 28th to November 3rd, and before we get there, let's go ahead and talk about the hair. So last week I went and saw my personal hair witch, and she worked her magic. I did dye my hair black a little bit while back, and after I did it, it was just like, what did I do? We all have those moments that I think that we get really bored and then we act on on impulse, and then we learn the lesson. So we are currently lighting the hair back up again. She added some layers. The curls are fully awakened. This is a day 4 hair. So I did wash my hair like 4 days ago. So as you can see, it's still going. And tonight I'm going to do a deep conditioner with the Diva Curl. I believe it's their matcha deep conditioner, and then we'll just go from there. But I have this thing that I go from wanting my hair straight to wanting it curly, but this time around I'm really learning to embrace the madness. I've learned that if we have curls, we have to have frizz, and the thing is about embracing it. And, I'm almost 40 and it's taken me almost 40 years to really embrace it, right? But this is what we're dealing with and I'm really in love with. And then a lot of you have sent me messages when I posted this earring. This is our new earring and you could find it in the shop. Now this one does contain copper to transmute negative energy. My particular one has 2 moonstones for intuition as well as some wood, and I did charge it in my altar for shielding and transmuting negativity. So this is one that I would wear if I'm going out, if I'm going to be around a lot of people, or if I'm just feeling that the energy is not the best. And yes, a lot of you asked me how many talismans of earrings do I have. I've been wearing these since I was a child. My other hole is almost closed up, but yes, where I come from in my culture, we tend to use these a lot as talismans, and the longer the better. But you can actually find these in the shop. They're all handcrafted here by us, and then they're charged in the altar. And if you want a specific energy, you could just let me know and I will get that to you. So let's go ahead and begin. Now that we got the hair talk out of the way, let's go ahead and take a look at the energy for this coming week. And this coming week, we know that we have 2 events, right, that are moving things backwards, because we got our Mercury retrograde, which happens Thursday, and then our clocks shift backwards next Sunday, right, which is, I get all confused with the time change, but it is just necessary because right now it stays pitch black till almost 8 in the morning, and that's kind of it's kind of hard to get yourself going when it still looks like it's 3 a.m. outside. So let's go ahead and get these shuffled a bit and take a look at our energy and see what we're working with. What can we expect? What can we do? What should we focus on? What should we shield for this coming week of October 28th to November 3rd? So let's go ahead and kind of put them down and choose our first card. And the first card, of course, we're going to start off the week with the Wise Man of the deck, which in this case I love to call the shaman of the deck, is the Hierophant. And as you can see in the card, you have an elder and he's teaching the youth, right? So what we see here starting off the week is really starting off by listening to your inner wisdom, especially in Mercury shadow period. Our communication skills, it doesn't matter how good we are at communication, you will hit a brick wall here and there, and what this card says is be wise about where you put your energy. If I am talking to someone and I am trying to explain my point, but they're not getting it, and I'm getting exhausted and I'm getting stressed out, that is a hint for you to just back up a little bit. Not everybody is going to understand what you're trying to say. Not everyone is going to understand your point. You're still dealing with a lot of close-minded people. You're still dealing with people that it doesn't matter how you paint it for them. They're still going to see it their way, and that is also okay. The thing here is making sure that you're really listening to your inner wisdom, that you're really following your inner guidance, that you're not taking your energy and wasting it on something that may not be the best thing for you at that time. So when we see the Hierophant is really, really, really listening to your wisdom, not only that, but if you find someone and they need your guidance, take them under your wing. Do not tell them what to do, but become their beacon. Become their strength when they need it. Just do not give yourself away to the point that it's damaging you. And that is a big healer thing. We tend to put so many people first, and then we find ourselves exhausted, and then we realize we're just giving away our energy. It's like my grandmother always said, you want to be the lighthouse for someone. You want to be the beacon, but you do not want to be their electrical outlet. So starting off the week, we see staying grounded, staying centered, really focusing on where you're putting those energies, and really backing up when it's time to back up. Now, when we take a look at midweek, we see the Ace of Cups, which this is pretty amazing because the Ace of Cups is falling for Wednesday, Thursday, and Thursday we do have that retrograde beginning. So the Ace of Cups is all about where do I want to go next. We know the aces are amazing when we're talking about new beginnings. So when the Ace of Cups shows, it's kind of giving you the lesson of saying emotionally and energetically, where do you want to go? What is this thing that you've been planning on? What is this thing that you've been wanting to do that maybe you've been putting it to the side? It's no longer time to continue to daydream about it. Daydreams are amazing, but at the same time, if we only dream about it, we're not doing much about it, right? So what we see here is using affection towards other people, but as well towards yourself. Wednesday, Thursday has a lot to do with intimacy, with opening up, with really allowing people to get close, because we see the cups are that emotion, right? This is all about having empathy, but also working with forgiveness, which is the whole entire energy that we're feeling, especially with the sun opposing Uranus, right? But this is all about remaining open. And remaining involved with those people right now. It's just really amazing if you could really surround yourself, whether it's one person or your pets. You definitely want to surround yourself this week with people that make you feel that you are growing, with people that inspire you. Once again, the Hierophant is taking the lead here by saying, do not force anything. Do not waste your energy, right? Surround yourself with beauty, surround yourself with people, or situations that really do inspire you. If you can't, then stay shielded, And then for the weekend, we have the King of Wands. I love the King of Wands because what this is showing is that it doesn't matter how many obstacles or how many things he has against him or working against him. He is using them, and he is still going for it, right? So the King of Wands says, do not allow yourself this weekend, especially this weekend, when we're starting November, we have, the energy of Mercury there as well. So what we see here is do not allow that ego to get in the way this weekend and stop you from doing the things that you want to do. This is all about being an inspiration, not only to others, but inspire yourself, right? This is all about having the enthusiasm of life, the charisma that you have, and just being a visionary, just being a leader in your own way. This is about honoring yourself and really taking up the challenges. A lot of times we feel like we have to run away from our challenges, but they're there for a reason. And what happens is when we run away from those problems or we don't want to face them, we got the repetitive cycle. And I don't know about you guys, but I've seen it very clearly in my life. If I don't work with a challenge and I put it to the side because I don't want to deal with that anymore, it becomes a repetitive cycle until I finally say, okay, enough is enough, right? So seeing the cards for next week is quite very interesting. The energy is quite very synchronizing with the cosmic energy that we have as well. Now, when we look at the energy a little bit in the cosmos, we see a positive sign shift for Venus, and a nice connection with Mercury will ease some of the difficulties. On Wednesday, October 30th, Mercury and Venus join together for the last time this year. Now, this connection will have a brief but positive influence on basically anything that has to do about bringing into your life or getting rid out of your life, right? So what we see here also is we know that Mercury retrograde begins on Thursday. Now, Mercury provides us with a 3-week time out to go back over the last few months, right? And make necessary adjustments. So we tend to see Mercury as a negative thing, but Mercury actually has so many lessons, so it is definitely time to go back, see the lessons, see what you're ready to release, see what you're ready to bring into your life, and just readjust them. Like I said, during Mercury retrograde, we just do not want to force something. We don't want to force a topic. We do not want to force conversation, especially if the other party is extremely shut down or closed-minded, right? Now, what we're going to see here is a collective sigh of relief on All Saints' Day on Friday, November 1st. Now, Friday, November 1st is All Saints' Day. Then Saturday, November 2nd is the Day of the Dead, right? So All Saints' Day, where I come from, we celebrate the youth that did pass on at an early age. And then November 2nd is when we celebrate our ancestors. Now, what we see here is Friday, November 1st, Venus leaves Scorpio and gallops into Sagittarius. Now, the sign shifts brings a note of optimism and confidence to relationships and finances, as well as a desire to take risk and push your boundaries for the next month. Now, as you can see, the King of Wands for this specific time, for Friday and Saturday, is all about that. So as you can see, it's really synchronizing with the cosmos. It's time to really take the risk that you've been kind of dabbling with or, messing with. Do not allow the self-doubt to tell you that you can't. We are our own worst enemies. So as you can see, the message is clear for this coming week, and instead of seeing Mercury retrograde as an excuse or as an enemy, we just need to embrace it, because every single retrograde has a lesson. And lessons are not pretty, and they're not easy, and enlightenment is ugly, but it's beautiful at the end, right? So embrace where you are, embrace your journey, take the risk. You never know what may happen, but nothing's gonna happen if all we're doing is daydreaming about it. So I will see you guys again next weekend. I hope that you all have a beautiful, beautiful week. Lots of love and light to you all, and blessed be. Bye-bye.